All right. We can't have it.
You gentlemen ready for this?
Oh, never am.
Super prepared.
That's right.
Let's do it. Welcome to the Sofa Kingdom podcast with your hosts, Nelson.
Ian.
Ed,
We are in the house spreading holiday cheer for all. Now that Thanksgiving is over, Christmas is clearly the holiday that we are all looking forward to because I don't believe you want Hanukkah, right?
Well, we have like 2 more days before Mariah Carey crawls out of her cage.
That evil thing.
She rises
when
from her
she
lair.
came. Yes, yes.
Christmas takes over the whole last quarter of the year now, apparently. Because
halfway
does.
through November, it was already in all the stores.
yeah,
Everything
there was
already geared
holiday
up.
sections with trees and everything way early. I mean, before it even hit Halloween.
I think, that's
Yeah.
what I was going to say. Home Depot absolutely started taking out their Christmas stuff in October.
It has occurred to me that the most disrespected holiday is Thanksgiving. It gets no street cred. It gets no street cred.
You know what? I agree with you.
It gets nothing.
I agree with you.
Especially now. Now that it's like, it went from Halloween to Christmas. They were just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Yep, I tried to get fall decorations at Marshall's. Wasn't fucking happening.
What about Columbus
wasn't
Day,
happening.
right? No love there.
Well, you know. Especially from your people. You should definitely not be celebrating
Oh,
Columbus Day.
well, wait
Definitely
a
not
second.
celebrating.
Let's talk
say.
about that new Will Smith movie then.
Oh, shit.
I mean, they even took
said, "Oh, shit."
they even took Indigenous Peoples Day and they moved it off of Thanksgiving. They're like, they tried putting it here. They're like, we'll do it the day after now.
No,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, but Christmas is definitely probably the one holiday that gets so much more shine than any other. Halloween's close second.
Yep.
I think maybe Valentine's Day's third. If you had to pick like one of those kind of holidays where people are gearing up for, like,
Yeah.
outside of those three, I mean, like, as a veteran, like Veterans Day, like people that know you, like, hey, all right, you know what I mean?
Say
Like,
Memorial Day. Say Memorial Day.
Yeah, Memorial Day. Like, but employers, they try to pretend like that shit ain't there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, they try to be like, all right, we'll see you tomorrow. Be like, what about
Nope.
serve and protect? And
Tomorrow's Memorial Day. Make sure
They're
you
like-
finger a veteran.
that really sucks because I got a party and I'm gonna need you here to, handle that. So,
Why is our table covered in wine and popcorn now?
well, because what goes better with wine than popcorn?
I don't know.
We got some snacks in here and shit.
You got a point.
just
You got a
trying
point. What are you doing? Why are you moving
to-
it?
Hold on, I'm trying to
Why are you moving it?
get some wine in here. All right, what do we got? You know I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, so
Yeah,
let's
no,
just,
yeah.
I was gonna be like,
Yeah, just drink it because you're gonna Henry Cavill.
I'm going.
I was waiting for him to try. Was he wants
you like
to
some,
read
sir?
it there?
A Riesling? Okay.
Yes, a Riesling.
All right, I will.
Yes.
I will. I think I will indulge. Would you like some?
Ed?
Ed?
Yeah,
Red,
why not?
white wine?
Passing it around, right?
All right. I will not fear. I will not finish it.
There's, yeah, we got enough there.
Yeah, you know,
just
I'm
a
not-
little taste,
Yeah, let's, since we're getting in the spirit of Christmas early.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all right. So traditionally, when do you put up like decorations or stuff?
I think it is okay to put up decorations December 1st. No
December
earlier.
1st?
No earlier. Just let Thanksgiving die, and then you can. And also, it's a little superstitious, but I believe you should take your tree down before New Year's.
Interesting.
Is that way you just carry your juju right into the new year?
Okay, all right. I see
carry
what
it
you're doing
into
there.
it.
See,
For us, it was the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Traditionally for setting up your decorations.
December 1st is a little more steady because Thanksgiving bounces around.
Mm-hmm.
It's on a Thursday. Thursday
Can be anywhere.
Yeah.
bounces around a little bit there with how many more days are left behind it before December actually rolls around. So you might be setting out your stuff,
Yeah.
10 days in advance
Yeah.
versus like another year where it might be like 4 or 5.
But for me, it was always a part of my work schedule because they usually give you Thanksgiving and the next day off.
Yeah.
So that next day, I was like, all right, fuck it. Let me take out my holiday stuff. Now that I work for the man, if I get any days off, I'm just like, thank you, sir.
You work for me?
No.
This is news.
No. I said the man.
I heard you.
I
I heard you correctly.
The man.
Sorry, Skir. You have all the skin color, all the kilt, and none of the perks.
Damn. Shit.
God damn it.
This is garbage.
Hate to break it to
Listen,
you.
we as middle class individuals, like, I just feel like we're just
When do we
Just
become
like,
middle class?
Keep shitting on him. They're like, keep shitting on him. Keep shitting on him. Just where we like them.
You're never breaking that ceiling.
You're never ready. They're getting close. Shit on them. Shit on them. Okay, they're back.
All right, they're back down.
Whew,
They're back
thank
down.
God.
They're where they belong.
Hit them with a holiday.
We need another distraction quick.
No,
That's
but speaking of the holidays too, I've noticed what I do like a good after effect of COVID is that people are getting their holidays back.
Yes.
Like, because for a while there, everybody was being so encumbered with shop, buy.
Yeah,
The
the
holidays kept attacking
Black
you.
Friday started happening on Thursday evening, then Thursday morning, and it's like the day that should be Thanksgiving that you're supposed to go and spend with your family. If you had anyone in retail, they were working.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, well, one thing I did notice is Black Friday, like shopping in person, is not as bad as it used to be because all the cyber stuff. is going
Stores
on.
Which
were
is a good
empty.
thing.
Yeah.
Which is a very good thing.
I
Because
inadvertently went to Target on Black Friday this year.
Yeah, so did I.
And I was walking around, no fucking idea it was Black Friday.
Yeah.
Average crowd. I was like,
I almost got into a fight on a Black Friday.
oh, I used to get in a fight every Black Friday. Me and my brother. Yeah, Shay can attest to that.
No, for
It
me,
used to be fun.
for me, we were waiting online to get a TV, and there was this big dude and a very little girl that I don't know. Well, okay, we were in Walmart, but
Give us some
I don't
context.
know where this child's parents were. They were shopping, I'd say, legitimately 7 or 8 year old tiny little girl, and they got everybody waiting in a line for 1201. You know, and you know how they do it, like the big sale ticket item. They only have like
Yep.
5 or 6 of them.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody's online trying to wait for that. Like there's like 30 people. Everybody knows you ain't gonna get it. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y'all bitches can go. We are getting the TV, but people wanted to bum rush and grab an item. So as soon as they said 1201, the little girl was right in front of the TVs, and this man was bulldozing for the TV, like fuck this kid, fuck your mom, fuck your dad.
Yep.
And I had to yell at him. I'm like, yo, you're gonna fucking knock down this little girl
Yep.
for a fucking TV? Like, you know, you're a grown ass man.
Yep.
At that point, I just walked away. I didn't even want the TV anymore. I was just like, I don't give a fuck about
And there's a
this
thing
shit.
that most people don't realize. What they do for those electronics, they get the prices down because they're actually not the normal TV. So what they'll actually do is it's a special SKU where it looks like the fancy TV, but it's stripped down so that they can get the price down. So not only is it a small quantity, when you actually try to like look up the stats, if you were any type of cinephile, or if you wanted to like this TV to be like the centerpiece or something, like, there's some shit missing from the TV that I just got. Like
Right.
the ports on the back are not quite all there, and
Right.
some of the features inside are not quite all there. So they get
It's
them.
a stripped down version of the TV,
Yeah.
which quantifies it being so
They
cheap.
get
when
them
they're
down
selling
to
it.
those prices not because they're giving them to you at a loss.
Yeah, right.
They're never giving them to you at a loss. So don't think you're getting in there like, I'm getting one over. No, you're not. You're not. You're fucking not.
But he almost got one over on that kid. Let me tell you, man. That kid was almost mush. What about you? Give us one of your Black Friday stories. What you got there?
Nah, legally, I can't talk about my Black I can't talk about my Black Friday stories.
They're within the statute of limitations.
Yeah, I'm not sure, I'm not sure how long the statute of limitation is for that
I
kind
know
of
that
shit.
when my daughter wanted like those special like Black Friday like exclusive toys at like Toys R Us, dude, I'm there at like 11:50, like being on a line at like 8 o'clock at night, waiting.
Yep.
To get into the Toys R Us to buy that one fucking toy that your kid wants, because of course that is the toy that they want when they're growing up. It's like, yes, that one that they only have 3 of in every single store.
See, some places do it correctly. I've seen them in like Target. I've seen it. They do it before where they have the pallet with the stuff, but it's coupons you got to go get, and then they bring it out from the back. So you can line up, and then you're standing in a line in front of the pallet, and somebody comes out like, here's your coupon. We only have this many.
So you get your ticket.
Everybody else
goes.
sorry, that's it. So there's no fighting. There's no, trying to rush the line. Like,
I do remember a fight when I was
they
real
saw
young.
the line. They came, they checked, they hand out the tickets. Time's now. They can go get the item. Too late.
Yeah. Ninja Turtles toys.
Oh,
I remember being like 7 or 8, and like I remember it wasn't my mom. I remember we were in a store that used to be called KB Toys.
Oh,
I remember KB Toys. Yeah.
And we were at the Galleria Mall in York, Pennsylvania, and I remember these 2 women just beating the fucking snot out of each other. It wasn't even for Leonardo. It was for like a Raphael or something.
For a Raphael. Come on.
No,
Have
these
some respect.
These
for
women,
yourself.
I still remember being like 7 or 8, but I remember this memory. These women were just beating the living fuck out of each other in the
That's
aisle.
good times for all.
Like people were bouncing off aisles. They were like trying to murder
Now
each other.
that far back, some of the deals were actual deals, but
Yeah.
as the years went on, manufacturers found ways to
Of course they did.
manufacture a deal that
Yeah.
wasn't quite there.
All right. Well, staying with the holiday theme, we all got to see. It actually got a very high rating from both critics and the viewers.
Which is a surprise nowadays, because lately that's not been the case.
The Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
I loved it. When I saw all the songs in it, I figured you would.
I was nervous. I was nervous when it opened up with a song. I was outraged. I was like, I hope this isn't a fucking musical. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't. It had some songs.
Yep.
In it, holiday cheer,
Which is expected for a holiday. Yep.
some comedy in it. I thought it was funny. What I did like was seeing more interaction from Mantis.
Yes.
She became much more comfortable within her own character, where she would be like, "Come on, don't do that." I said, "Don't do that."
Yeah, she,
Like,
she has a personality. She has a personality. Now.
So I thought that was cool.
I also don't like how she jumps around and like hisses like an insect.
Yeah.
Oh man, that ain't cool.
That was creepy,
That's
right?
horrifying.
Okay, so then
She was jumping around inside the house. I was
Yes.
like, this is disturbing.
okay, but then why the fuck did she have to ask Drax to throw her over the fence?
I
that was
was-
the one thing that confused me.
I was thinking that the exact second after she started bouncing around, I'm like, that's pretty agile. I think she
Yeah.
could have got over the fence
Yeah,
on her own.
you could have got over it. Yeah. Also, what the hell was wrong? I mean, that was pretty accurate to how the LAPD is, with the way they just shot Drax like,
Yeah.
instantly.
shot first, ask questions
Didn't-
later.
I mean, and they drew on him immediately.
Yep.
Like instantly drew on him. Like you don't do that. You're
No.
supposed to have your weapon holstered unless you're going to use it.
Right.
They drew on him immediately and just lit him the fuck up.
And-
they asked him to stop. He took a couple steps.
And let's be honest, he's in the Hollywood area. There's other people in costumes and everything else going
Right.
on like that.
Very accurate to the LAPD. He
And-
looks black.
And,
yeah, this is true. This is true.
by the Marvel Universe, everybody knows of aliens. Everybody knows of superpowered individuals.
They still
So
open fire.
It shouldn't be a surprise where you're like, oh, here's a superpowered guy.
Well, also when you're shooting him and he's giggling, stop. Just don't empty your clip. Don't empty your clip. Stop
I
shooting him.
did think that was funny. He's like, hey, stop. Oh, you're making me laugh. Dave
Like, dude, stop
Bautista.
shooting him. Stop shooting him.
Hey,
Like,
he doesn't get enough credit for that role, I don't think. I think he's
well, that's the role that
he
launched him.
nailed it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Drax is the role that like took his career to
It
the
gave
next level.
it gave
It
him a
did.
little more notoriety. It
Yeah,
really did.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when John Cena started doing more, leaning into being like the corny guy, but
Yeah.
with comedy. I think that's his meal
just
ticket
being a little
right
more
there.
deadpan.
Yeah, that's it.
Because he was in a couple comedies and now he's like got his niche with Peacemaker.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
set.
He was definitely born for that role. But there was the other one with Will Ferrell,
Yes.
I believe it was him, John Cena, and Mark Wahlberg.
What's the name of it?
That was a good movie.
I know he's in some kind of movie where he's like it's like a couples thing. There's a bunch of different couples that I'm trying to think of the name of that too. But
How was it?
It's funny. Yeah, he's good. He's usually his niche was comedy.
Yeah, I think writers kind of found a lane for him, and that really helps.
Yeah.
Once someone kind of,
Daddy's Home 1 and 2.
yeah, I think once they kind of figured out, oh no, he can do this, this, and this. We got it. We got a voice for him.
When he first started acting, they just threw him in like dumb shit like the Marine. They were like,
Yeah,
okay,
That was such a hard
they were
watch.
trying-
WWE movie here.
He was a
Yes,
big guy.
that's what I was
He
gonna say. It was a
big-
WWE movie.
Yeah, and they were trying to make him an action hero, which
Yeah.
is it's an obvious first choice. He's a big guy. You
worked
try,
for The
you try to
Rock.
hand him a gun and give him a reason to shoot at something.
Plus, he was a Marine. So.
Different kind of charisma. Now he's got it
Yeah.
under his belt, so to speak. But yeah, I definitely say so.
But speaking of Bautista, they're talking about finally a Gears of War movie,
I like that.
and it looks like Bautista is going to play Marcus Phoenix, the lead role.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
They were talking about that because he looks so.
He
I mean,
loves that game and that franchise to the point where he managed to push enough to get a download of him where he replaces Marcus Phoenix in the game as Marcus Phoenix.
Well, also he's playing he's playing that character in Dune too.
Yeah.
The second part of Dune.
He does a good job with that too. He plays a good
Yeah.
creepy guy. I agree.
He does.
Actually, you know what? I have to say, his movies altogether, he is a pretty good actor.
He's also in M. Night Shyamalan's new movie. That's weird as shit.
And he looks
Knock,
weird.
The Knock
Yeah.
at the Door or whatever? Or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him showing up at a suit as like,
Looking like a Jehovah's
Jehovah
Witness,
Witness,
covered
yeah.
in tattoos.
Yeah.
Just giant.
what are you gonna say to him? I guess if he knocked on my door, I guess I'm a Jehovah Witness now.
My buddy Mark Haynes is actually playing his stunt double in that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Which is wild, yeah. I actually saw my buddy Mark too. He was on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. He played He-Man. In the background, there was a slap fight going on with they tried to make the celebrity guess what the hell was happening behind him,
Yeah.
and it was a slap fight with those tortillas.
Oh.
And it was between Yoda and He-Man.
That's fucking
And
great.
my buddy Mark played He-Man in that skit. So
Did Yoda
Oh,
win?
fantastic.
no, it got
It got ugly.
Jimmy Fallon had to actually tell He-Man to calm down, which is very stereotypical of Mark. So,
That's great.
shout out to Mark Haynes.
Yeah, also one of the worst rides in Universal Studios.
What
The Jimmy Fallon ride.
is it?
It is.
It's just bad.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they've got a couple of stinkers though, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean they got some that are worse, but like the Fast and Furious one is
It's pretty bad.
that I think that's the worst one they have.
Yeah. Because not only is the ride appalling, but the acting leading up to the ride.
Oh, clearly they were
Vin
like,
Diesel's like, yeah, guys, you're my family, love you, and we will protect you. And then he jumps on a helicopter and flies away, and you're like, what?
the man that plays a tree that's wooden in every movie. He is peak wooden.
Yeah.
In the fucking attraction ride where he's for his ride. It's his ride. I'm like, dude, could you even
his,
attempt to sell it?
His role of Groot. he's taking-
Tyrese is the only person that's delivering his lines like he wants to fucking be there. Everyone,
This is true.
even The Rock in there, who pops in for a brief second. I'm like,
Listen,
this is
how
he
did,
doesn't wanna be in there.
painfully bad.
How did Paul Walker do?
He did great. Actually, when he reprised his role underneath the car was amazing.
Oh man.
Did you expect something else?
Did you know that Paul Walker had dandruff?
Fucking shit. What?
Please explain.
Neither did I till I saw his head and shoulders in the glove compartment.
I knew you were gonna be a dick.
I'll be here all week.
Okay, but what we really need to talk about is what the fuck did they do to Groot? Is Groot on some kind of special
He been lifting. Groot been lifting.
plant-based?
Hey, there's a lot of plant-based, like all vegan bodybuilders nowadays, and Groot is one of them.
He looked pretty stacked, like you know, like
Well, they have the opportunity to kind of give the life cycle for his race because he's the only one, and this is the first time they're doing it. So they were like, we didn't want him to look like the same
Tall,
teenager
lean, yeah.
Groot, but we didn't want him to be full-size Groot yet. So like, listen, let's just buff him up. He's getting a little bigger before he starts growing taller.
If he keeps on this track, he's gonna be bigger than the Hulk. I mean, he's huge.
I'm with it.
He's huge right now.
He was a pretty big boy to begin with before.
Yeah,
All right.
but I did like the tall, lanky look because I get it. It
Tree.
goes with tree, right? Versus a big.
Now he's a
fir
thick
tree.
boy.
Yeah.
Now he's like a giant oak. You know,
Yeah,
like
with
a
three
big old,
C's for sure.
Big old fat ass willow tree. You know? It's whatever. Whatever they want to do with it at Disney.
Yeah, I agree. Another show that I've been really like, speaking of Disney, is Limitless with Chris Hemsworth.
Started watching it.
I
Very
started too. Didn't
interesting.
finish it.
It's definitely worth a playthrough. It discusses the mind, the body, the different influences that it has on your overall health and your longevity for life.
And it's got Chris Hemsworth in it.
And
That
it's
sounds
got-
good.
And you know what? He's a charismatic motherfucker. Like, you watch the show, and even when he's being informative and just being himself,
Yeah.
he is naturally a funny guy.
There's some bad news around him lately.
Yeah.
You know?
He's going to be taking some time off. But you know what's interesting? Every time somebody from Marvel or something like that is coming to the end of their contract, they're going to be taking some time off. Mm-hmm. Until they manage to get more money thrown at them. And all of a sudden, they're like, I don't need time off. Mm-hmm. So I imagine even if he does take a little bit of time off, he's at least... like I mentioned earlier, he's in a position where he could dictate some things. So if he is looking at seriously attacking the issue of he has, the genes for Alzheimer's, he can put stipulations into his contract. I don't work more than this many hours a day.
Yeah.
I have to be allowed to sleep X many hours. I have to be this. I have to get this. He can eat. Look at the way a lot of actors, especially the bigger ones, are pampered on set, where they try to make it, there's no reason for you to leave set, so they never have to go hunting for you when it's ready to go. They want to make sure that you have no excuses for why you can't deliver. They don't want you to have to leave set for anything. They want you to be, as soon as it's ready to go, you had everything you needed.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine that they couldn't work that, especially because he's only full-time and when it's his own movies. And even then, it's become an ensemble cast for him.
Sure.
So he's not every second, every scene where he's got to be working to the point where he's killing himself.
Right.
But he does seem, especially from the show Limitless, to be a workhorse.
Yes.
He's just the type of person that doesn't shy away from it. So like being on set to him or being there and being present doesn't seem like it's a problem for him like it would be.
Drop the shitty Netflix movies and just be Thor.
I mean,
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
But he did also say,
did you have to make Spiderhead?
yeah,
You didn't.
no.
I
But
mean,
that was a fat paycheck and probably
It
And wasn't he in
for him
some
to do.
bullshit Indian movie,
I'm
Extraction or something?
I'm
like,
pretty sure it looked interesting on paper.
Sure.
It didn't translate to screen, whatever.
Yeah.
Listen, if you got to slow it down, just keep being Thor.
yeah.
And he did say he did not want to work with Taika Waititi or TT Waititi.
Yeah,
He did say he
anymore.
wanted the next
more-
Thor movie to change
a more
direction.
serious role.
He
And
wanted,
I'm
he
with
wanted
it.
the guy that made Thor 1 and 2 to do it again.
Yeah, I think a
Must
more
give him another
serious
shot.
role for him would be good. I mean, I feel like Love and Thunder was really good. I'm not hating on it, but I feel like they also did miss the mark where it had a chance to be more serious.
Well, they went
with,
too silly.
with Christian Bale's delivery.
Especially when you got a villain like Gore the God Killer.
Yeah.
Like you gotta
I mean,
be a little darker.
They
Yeah, you
could,
do.
They easily could
Kill
for like
some
the
of them
next
kids,
movie
you know?
or two.
Yeah.
Lean into him having to lead his people. Lean into him having to take the throne and having to do the things not just to like get a weapon or figure
Thor
like
Force.
to actually well that's what it's called when he
Yeah, I
takes
know.
over the
I know.
He's
Odin
gotta step
Force.
into it. He's
Yeah.
gotta step into
Like,
it.
He's got to
I
lean
mean,
in.
You got Rune King Thor. You got Thor when he gets the Odin Force. You got a couple of levels that they could still go with him, and at which case it becomes like no, he has to become more serious.
Right. He has to grow up is
Yeah.
basically where and they can do that too because with Love and Thunder, spoiler alert, at the end he is now a father to a child. So that
Yep.
may force his hand to be more serious because he has to take not only
Gore's
a leadership
child too, right?
role,
Yeah.
yes, but that kid is basically a celestial.
Well, yeah,
right?
because here's the thing, because it's Gore's child, but it's not. It's a recreation of Gore's child from who was it? Eternal. Or
Eon, Eternal. It was
who
one
was
of
who
those.
was it at the temple that they went to go see?
Oh man, it was like the power at the
I-
end of the universe. It's something huge.
I forget the specifics. I had looked into like the three main ones dealing
I was
with
still
all that.
I was still reeling at that point from the scene with the children fighting with teddy bears and shit. I was like, all right. So I was like paying attention. but-
Eternity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eternity,
the
yeah.
god of carpentry,
Yeah, perfect.
Jesus.
So it's Jesus's child.
as it should
But
be.
yeah, so even though she's like a rebirth of the child, his child, it's not completely his
Right.
child. She has essentially celestial powers, so she's gonna grow up to be a monster.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
in
know,
a good way,
like-
hopefully, under Thor's
Theoretically,
tutelage.
yeah, theoretically under Thor, training her in a good
Jane's
way,
dead
but
now, right?
but in terms of like power scale,
What'd you say?
Jane's dead now, right?
no,
Damn
She
it.
went to Valhalla,
she should, yeah, what should,
which could make her a Valkyrie.
yeah, she should
Okay.
be becoming like the next first Valkyrie, kind of
Alright.
like the resetting of them.
Okay.
Um,
Since current Valkyrie is king of Asgard.
yeah,
Correct.
and there's no other Valkyrie,
Which is
so
basically just a city.
so
Right.
yeah, they need a new legion of Valkyries to kind of usher the.
Where
dead.
is New Asgard? Is it like in the United States? Is it?
It would have to
Norway?
be Jersey.
I forget.
It looks like Maine.
It could be Jersey.
It's one of those
New
areas like
Hampshire?
that because
New Hampshire?
I
I'm
gonna
think
look it
they
up.
land
Yeah,
in like San Francisco first,
It
and
looks
then
really
they
rocky, yeah.
and then they move it to somewhere else.
Okay. I would say New Jersey.
There's no way.
Yeah, Jane, Silent Bob, and then
Everybody be
New
Asgard.
Asgard. You got the mole rats there too.
It is located in Norway.
Okay, so they moved it to Norway.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. That makes sense.
There you go.
They're like, we got to go to the home of the Vikings.
Let's
Might
go.
as well.
Let's go to our spiritual people.
Well, in Ragnarok, that is the last place Odin is seen. He's standing on the cliffs of Norway, and he says how beautiful this place is.
I think that's where they end up putting it because the hammer is right in the middle of their village.
Okay.
So, like, kind of overlooking the village where the hammer was broken by Hela, which is where they had fought her because that's where Odin dies.
Some red wine. Yes.
So
Where Odin dies.
Yeah, that does make a little more because I know they had landed one place and then they end up moving it. I couldn't remember where.
Ed?
Yeah, why not?
So I want to talk about something that I'm really hating again.
Okay, here we go.
Andor. This show is fucking all over the place.
Why
with,
the hell
like,
did you give it a second chance?
20 minutes of good and then 6 hours of bad. It's the worst tease of any show I've ever been a part of.
Why would you make a Star Wars show with all the good stuff taken out?
It's beyond me. And that there are people that still watch the show and they're like, this is the best thing that Star Wars has put out. I'm like, according to who? It's fucking bullshit. It really is pretty like just politics in space about people you don't really care about.
It's like making a fucking Marvel show about Aunt May.
Well, which Aunt May are we talking about?
I'm talking about the Aunt. I don't care.
Which
Either
Aunt
one.
May? Which Aunt May?
Either one. It don't matter.
It does matter.
Matters.
It matters.
Watch her give meals to the homeless. Watch her fold Peter's laundry.
Listen, they didn't call him happy for no reason.
Watch her cry a couple hours at night because of Uncle Ben.
We did enjoy watching her die.
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, you should have seen it then.
I started watching Andor again, but I haven't caught up.
I won't.
It's not worth it.
Because they
It's not.
finally updated Fallout 76 enough that it's a game worth playing.
Yeah, you're saying.
And it's been taking up all of my time. So it essentially is a Fallout game, like it should have been. It's just that it's set online. So every now and then you run into other people's bases. There's other people running around. You can set off nuclear bombs and shit. So like you could be running around. It's like 2 minutes to evacuate. You know, nuclear bomb into your area. You got to open your map and like, all right, I'm over here. Where are they? All right, they're over there. I need to go this way because when you drop a nuke, it releases scorched beasts, which are like end game monsters. I'm like, I need to go the fuck away.
That's great.
From where those guys are fighting because I am not end game level right now. Like there's people that are like a level 1,000. I'm like 33. I'm like I can't fuck with you guys.
Yeah.
You got your nukes. Go ahead. Go.
It's like, hey guys, I got a job. All right, stop nuking the planet.
They're like coordinated effort at this point where they drop a nuke to release it, and then other people are dropping nukes on it to fucking beat it. I'm like, that sounds
stressful.
This is absurd.
Yeah, that is stressful.
But the people have been playing for years.
Oh well, then.
And they keep releasing stuff constantly, little updates and little expansions and all kinds of other little things. So it ends up being it's a proper game now. My only little thing.
People that still play WoW.
Yeah, exactly. My only little thing is since it's all online. Every now, like I had only one time where it disconnected and like it reset like a mission on me. And it was like one of those missions where like
that's fucking annoying.
That are kind of annoying where it's like run here, then run way over there, then run way over there, then run way over there, and then it's like oop and restart. I'm fuck.
Yeah, like fuck that mission.
Like that's an annoying little spot to get reset on. But other than that, it's about as standard as a Fallout game should have been when it first released.
That's back in the day when like you would play a game and you're fucking it's like 2 hours in the middle of the night. And you open a door and you're like, fuck a boss. Oh shit, you lost you didn't save.
Yeah.
And you go in there and you get mollywopped. And then you lost 2 hours.
Yeah.
And you sit there for a moment and you contemplate life. And you're just like
I won't get that back either.
Am I quitting on this game right now? It's 2 a.m. Fuck it, I'm going in. Yeah. Or you quit. I've quit a game because of a bad save before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You lose too many hours and you're just like, fuck it, I'm done.
It's like
It's still not as annoying as a glitch. The glitch is the worst thing ever. Like if there's something that's wrong with the actual game itself, and you just can't go forward.
You fall through a floor.
No,
falling through a floor
The Witcher
is
3.
the worst.
The Witcher 3 did that to me the one time I went through it. The one time I went through it, I put like 20 some hours in.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find this one staircase. And then I realized after watching numerous videos, the fucking staircase didn't load.
Oh
Fuck.
no!
In my game, there was nothing I could do. I couldn't even get the key to unlock the chest. I was fucking stuck.
So did you have to restart the whole game to do it?
I took the game out. Like I uninstalled it, put it back in. Nothing. I had to delete my shit. I had to start over.
Holy shit! Yeah, that would piss me off.
Yep, I was a little upset.
Yeah, definitely.
I started playing God of War.
How was it?
Visually, it's beautiful. It looks like a damn movie. I feel bad that I stopped playing Tales of Vesperia again. I always get so far into this game, and
it just
then
can't be
something
that good
distracts
if
me.
something else is pulling.
No,
you in.
it's good. It's just it drags on kind of.
But
some
it's not
points.
God of War good.
No,
It's a long game.
It's not God of War.
I've
good.
been watching videos of people playing God of War. I'm like, I'm kind of thinking I want to jump on this. So I'm about an hour in, but I've been having fun exploring, like trying to remember the combat and shit like that. And if you're an animal lover, I won't ruin anything, but if you're an animal lover, you probably won't enjoy the first 30 minutes of the game. Just an FYI, just a little public service.
Teaching the boy to hunt.
Something along those lines, and
Yeah. Skin him.
So if you're no, it's a little worse than that. But if you're
He's having llama sex?
not quite that bad.
Holy shit!
But yeah, if you're an animal lover, you're not going to enjoy the first 30 minutes of the game. But it looks good. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. The combat's still good. The game looks beautiful. I'm a big Norse mythology fan, so we'll see where it goes.
All right, I'm with it. I am playing nothing right now. I'm definitely waiting for the next Star Ocean to come out.
There is a demo you can try out.
I'm waiting for the next Skyrim to come out. I feel like when the next Skyrim comes out, that's gonna be my game.
Why the hell would
gonna
Todd
be a
Howard
while.
release it when he can just re-release Skyrim again for more money?
I'm a sucker. I'm like, re-released again? There's got to be something new.
I've
I'm
bought
in.
Skyrim 5 times in my life,
Yeah.
so I don't know what the hell. I can't talk shit.
It's an amazing game.
paid for
I
it so
tried
many
playing
times.
2 Human. Okay. This game was broken to begin with. It was never finished.
It was never properly finished.
But it was one of those games that I just fell in love with for some odd reason. It had Norse mythology in it, in the form of humans advanced to a level where the technology in their bodies could make them gods. So you had a boulder, you had you had all these gods out there. You had a Freya, you had a Frigga. And you were basically, it was just run and gun. But it was one of those games that was better left in my past, because when I reinstalled it for free, I still couldn't finish the first map, because it's one of those like look left and then move right with the other analog stick, and like you can't quite get a good camera angle no matter how you're playing, because it forces you to look in specific directions. But I was definitely proud of myself as I was making my way through the first level there. I still remembered all the secret passages and doors and things like that. So I was like, all right, I still got it. I mean, I did play it for countless hours when it first came out for like the first
I've
year.
never played 2 Human. I've never played
It
that.
was a. It could have. There was so much potential with it when it first came out, but the developer quite literally didn't know how to use the game engine. So then they ran out of money, and then they sued the game engine,
Oh, that's always a good strategy.
blaming them for their mistake, and then they managed to lose the lawsuit because they were that bad at it.
Yeah.
So that game's dead in the water then.
So
It was.
essentially, it was dead in the water when it came out. So they had all the story. It was essentially the Norse mythology, but told from the perspective of high technology.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was a really good storyline. And they, as a matter of fact, started to make a second game.
Yeah,
But then
even
they
though
blew the budget.
even though the game was so broken when it first came out, people liked it enough that they were like, "Oh, we can make another."
Yes.
I got to see the new Pokemon. My roommate downloaded it and started
How was it?
playing.
Oh, speaking of broken games,
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. It looks light and fun. I haven't seen any of the glitches yet because I've just been watching her play it, but we'll see. She downloaded Violet, and the only thing I can tell the difference between the two is there's obviously a different legendary.
yep.
But Pokemon Scarlet is more prehistoric themed. It's more focused on the past, whereas Pokemon Violet is more futuristic. And like when you see the legendary that like it's on the cover of the game, you see it really quick as the story. It's like towards the beginning of the story. It's like a futuristic, like its skin looks metallic. Its eyes look like they would be like a sign in Tokyo on a billboard, and it's like a lightning dragon type. So
Okay.
and I'm guessing that the other one whatever that one's name is, it's bright red. The one in Scarlet. I'm guessing that's a more prehistoric dinosaur type.
Okay.
So me personally, I would have went towards the prehistoric one. If I downloaded, I probably would have got Scarlet.
Right.
But all the Reddit people were saying because of the futuristic feel of
That Violet.
That's the one to go with.
Okay.
So. Or you can pay $120 and get both of them. So
Which most people probably will do if you're into that
a lot of people
mythology.
tend to. And it is the first time it's a proper it's as close to a proper multiplayer Pokemon game. You can play with other people. They will be in your world.
Yep.
But they can kind of just wander off. Like you can literally be in 2 different regions fighting 2 different monsters.
there's a lot of new stuff that I didn't even know how to tell her what to do.
Yeah, which is a little odd.
Yeah.
But they are working on making it like a multiplayer game, which makes sense for the world and where they should be taking it.
You can send your Pokemon, like the one you choose, your main buddy that walks, like your one you pick in the beginning.
Yeah.
You can send it off to fight while you're searching. I've never seen this. Like you could be over here trying to get items that are in the grass and shit. And you just send your Pokemon off to kill other Pokemon. Like he's out there fucking other Pokemon up and getting experience while you're over here. Oh, there's a chest here. Like,
okay.
Yeah, and I'm not used to the open world thing.
Right.
Like, because I guess they borrowed that from Arceus.
Arceus was as close to an open world as Pokemon ever was. So
that's what this is. You're walking around and there's like, oh, I know that Pokemon
like
in the grass.
You had an
the
open
tree.
map. Like you would open up a new open area.
Okay.
So you still had a little bit of linear by each map piece opening up. But once it opened up, it wasn't like you had to go through the puzzle to get to the town and through the puzzle of the town to get to the next puzzle map piece.
Yeah.
It was like an open area field that you could actually wander around
I was just peeking at her map a little bit, but it looks huge.
Whoa,
like
did
it
you
looks
ask permission?
I didn't know. But it looks really, really.
I don't be just peeking at people's maps for no reason. Yeah.
No, you don't even ask.
Yeah, no, I just.
Yeah. Is that a map? Unfortunately, it looks like there's a lot of glitches that are breaking the game, people falling through the map, things just not quite working right.
Yeah.
And considering how smooth Arceus went, it's a little odd where they're taking what they built off of that, and it's almost a step backwards in terms of how clean the functionality of the game is, which really is not the way it works. Generally, this game should play like Arceus, but play better.
Right.
So they added some stuff that helped, but then they end up breaking some things where
you think they
people
rushed
were
it
just like
to get it out.
They tend to put them out pretty quickly, but it's like they don't really even need to. The Pokemon company doesn't need to. They could have taken a couple more months and ironed out the issues.
How long ago did Sword and Shield come out? I couldn't.
They're pumping them out quick.
Yeah, because they just came out with the last. This is Generation 9.
I mean, they're dropping like because they never put out one. Now, essentially, they are generally speaking almost identical games, like 95% of the way there. Generally, it's just the Pokemon you can catch that are slightly different, which means you need a friend.
They added 104.
Yeah, so it really,
new
for the most part, you just need a friend with the other game to trade the ones that are not in yours. But the story and everything is usually
pretty
identical.
Similar.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they drop 2 and 3 at a time, and they're dropping them like once a year the last couple of years here. So they're just rushing them out the door.
All right, let me ask you guys a serious question then. If there's one Pokemon that you can murder with your bare hands,
Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
which one would it be?
I mean, well, first of all, you have to consider: can you murder it? Like,
well, you got to pick one that you think you physically can murder with your bare hands.
Igglybuff. 1 inch tall, or 1 foot tall, 2.2 pounds.
You almost mix those things up.
And it's like, it evolves into Jigglypuff.
Okay.
So it's just a little. I think I could grab it and just mush the guts out of it. So yeah, I think I got a pretty easy chance.
What's the fish one?
Magikarp?
Oh,
Yeah.
Magikarp?
Yeah, I think I could take a Magikarp.
Probably.
Grab it by the tail and just kind of...
Does it no tackle or is it just no splash?
Kind of smack it on the floor, you know what I mean? Grab it by the tail, treat it like a fisherman.
I think if I get a hold of an Igglypuff, I could crush it to death.
There is an old webcomic I used to read, and I got to find it. But one of the main characters, it was essentially a conglomeration of all, like, video game and cartoon things. So the one main character, he had a Magikarp. He was a failed Pokemon trainer. And at one point, he got, I guess, frustrated enough with the Magikarp failing at attacking that he just picked it up and wielded it like a club, beating the other Pokemon, and so they kicked him out of the league for like murdering other Pokemon.
That's my man right there. That's how I would do it. Fuck it. I'm taking my initial response back. I will wield this Magikarp like a club
You'd be arrested
in the arena.
You'd be arrested for war crimes.
Ed, you got to pick a Pokemon. What you got?
Who would be an easy one? Oh man.
You gotta think.
And you can't say Team Rocket. They're human beings. Although she has a Lickalottapuss.
Licky tongue?
Licking tongue.
It's a Lickalottapuss. Listen, let me tell you something. There's only one reason
This motherfucker's
she
just
picked.
making up Pokemon names. Lickalottapuss.
Listen, there's only one reason she picked that Lickalottapuss.
Listen,
okay?
for Japan, he's not that off.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, because her boyfriend over there with the purple hair, he wasn't doing it, bro.
Yeah, well.
She's like, I need a Lickalottapuss too.
Better than anyone training a Jinx is racist ass.
But listen, he's got a pussycat.
He does.
She's got
Meowth.
a Lickalottapuss, and he's got a pussycat.
Meowth would probably be pretty dangerous to deal with.
I wouldn't fuck with a meow.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
fuck with a Meowth
yeah.
either.
Well, there's in
Tear your
particular
ass up.
was capable of speaking human English. He
Oh,
was the
yeah.
only Pokemon that can just outright communicate.
So that's the one you're choosing because he's most like a human.
No.
You're dark, Eddie. This is in Dexter. I said pick a Pokemon, bro.
Oh, I mean,
You could probably kill a Caterpie.
yeah. I was trying to think like one of the insect ones.
Yeah, not a Weedle. Weedle looks sharp. I wouldn't
Yeah,
fuck with
no.
Weedle.
Never
no.
fuck with a Weedles.
I think you're right. I think the Caterpie's got to be the easiest one to go.
Yeah.
It's a giant caterpillar.
Yeah.
But it's still only like this big.
Yeah, and even Caterpillar. Yeah, he's 1 foot tall, 6 pounds. You can kill a Caterpie.
Yeah, but he's got like a Ninja Turtle headband on.
Yeah, but all he does is shoot string. I mean, him and his
Hey,
evolution.
So I guess we got something in common.
Guess kind of. Caterpie's a little bigger though.
Just shooting webs out there. Just ropes and ropes and ropes.
Yeah, I think Caterpie.
And
Definitely.
Caterpie's a little bigger. Wait a second. Hold on a second.
You're right. A lot bigger.
Whoa. Oh, now it's a lot bigger.
Now it's a lot bigger.
Oh, shit. Ian's got to lick a lot of puss, too. I love how we could take a normal conversation and just fucking turn it on its ass.
You and your goddamn pronunciation.
I mean, but come on. Lickalottapuss is a way better name.
It is. But
Yes. Mewtwo appreciates it.
I highly doubt Mewtwo would.
Mewtwo's appreciating it, bro. Let me tell you something.
I guess if Pokemon were real, they probably would force some of them into the sex trade. It would
Oh, yeah.
There'd be
Okay.
Jinx in there. There's
All right.
Mr. Mime.
New question.
Tank. Japan. Fuck you. No, new question. Japan would definitely have a bunch of Tangela.
Oh, yeah.
Working overtime. And Tentacruel.
Lots of vines.
Yeah,
Lots of
they're
vines.
into that.
Oh,
They're
I'm
into
fucking
that.
hurting right now. Come on, new question. New
Venusaur.
question.
Venusaur would also be forced into the sex trade.
Yeah, Venusaur for sure.
That human bunny hybrid, Lopunny.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
God, that thing wouldn't have a chance.
La Ciudad.
There actually was like a comic thing that came out a while ago where like the Joker like kidnapped a Pokemon. He said he was gonna fuck it, and Batman was
I
like,
seen that one. Yeah.
he's like, you can't do that, Joker, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna fuck it. He like had Batman tied up and forced him to watch him have sex with this Pokemon. I was like, this is so bad.
That's
So
so
bad.
great though. Like that's something the Joker would do, right?
And it's the same guy made another comic strip where the Joker was like grooming this younger girl because she was about to turn 18.
Oh,
and Batman's like,
no.
Batman hated that crime even more. He was like, can't you just rob a bank or something? He's like, no, Batman. He's like, I'm not doing that. He's like, technically, our conversations are legal. He's like,
Oh,
it was
man.
so bad. It was so creepy. I was
So
like, I hate this.
basically, it was Ezra Miller
Essentially.
in the comic book.
Well,
form.
Batman pretty much said, I'm going to kill you. Like, he had
Fuck
decided
yeah.
at that moment, he decided to
Oh,
kill the
okay.
Joker.
Wait a second. Now I know. All right.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Now I remember what I wanted to discuss. Do you know that they had to edit out Namor's crotch?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Yes, they're saying that he had a little too much.
Too much bulge, so
Bulge.
they edited it down throughout the movie.
This
So he
is
had
the
two-
first CGI Marvel cock.
So the actor that played Namor had, okay.
He had
Yeah.
he had
Uh-huh.
shrinkage
He was packing too much
applied
meat.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
CGI.
So if you watch
He had
the
meat reduction.
if you watch the original trailers and then the final theatrical release, They edited down his piece.
That is
God.
so good. You know what though? But that is the biggest compliment, right? Because he's got to be smiling, right?
Everyone knows it.
Whenever
Everyone
he sits
knows
down,
it.
like the news reporter is like, "So we do have one more question.
I got one more for you.
Name more king of the fishes, and did they edit out your crutch?"
Yes, they had
did.
to.
Yeah, it looks like there was some bulge reduction.
Yeah, they're like they affectionately replied and called it a Triton. A Triton.
Jesus.
There were people like release the bulge cut.
Release the bulge cut. Oh, that man's gonna get so much play off of that shit. That's so good. And to be fair, like he's a legit actor, man. Like he really killed the role. But they are also saying that they'll never be able to do a Namor
They can't do
movie.
he can't do same thing like Hulk.
Yeah.
They just can't do a solo
Who
movie.
the
with
hell who's gonna watch a Namor movie?
I would.
You're gonna watch a movie about a man with balls.
I want to watch a movie
flying
and
around with wing feet.
and I want them to call it The Bulge Returns. Come on, you wouldn't watch it like it's just him flying around his little wings and just like bulge everywhere.
Nah, I don't think I'd watch a Namor movie. I don't know if I could do it.
He finds the
There's just not enough there.
He finds the Black Panther again, and he's just like, "You will fight it."
There was at least one person, if not a team of people, that had to go frame by frame, looking at the man's dick and
that big
editing
old
it
cock out.
down.
Just edit it down.
And
Spray
with
it.
that, we'll end the podcast. Thank you for joining us at the Sofa Kingdom podcast, where we edit out none of our bulge.
All this is real.
All real bulge, all the time. Eddie, you know the thing.
Yeah, Lickalottapuss.
Lickalottapuss.
Sofa Kingdom OFC on all your social media. Sofa Kingdom podcast on YouTube.
Ian, take us away.
Like us. Share. Subscribe.
I can't even tell you to like us.
I know.
Yeah, tell your parents about us.
Yeah,
I mean,
tell
they're
a
gonna-
friend.
At this point, I feel like it's irresponsible to tell you to follow them.
Notification bell.
Yes.
Leave a comment.
Absolutely.
Tell someone at work about us.
Yes. Discuss the bulge with people often.
Yeah? Yeah.
Make sure everybody knows you want the bulge cut.
Yeah,
That's
take
right.
the things we teach you and spread it to the masses.
That's right. Spread it to the masses.
Lickalottapuss. Jeez.
You're gonna never look at that Pokemon the same
I'm not.
again. You're gonna every time you see Team Rocket, you're gonna go, oh, God damn it,
I never, the truth, I never trained a lickitung, you know? I just never